everyone, this is Priyanka Srinivasan presenting you your messy minds. Okay, so in this video we are going to see about the dissociative identity disorder. So in the last video we would have seen about the dissociative amnesia, right? So in this let's see about the dissociative identity disorder. Many people there might have actually heard about this multiple personality disorder, right? So this is something to do with that disorder, okay? In this disorder, the individual actually adapts as many as 100 new identities for themselves, okay? So the average number of identities that are being usually found in an individual is 15. But the thing is, the individuals who have these type of multiple personalities, right? So they have complete personality sometimes, completely developed. That is with distinct voice tone and distinct physical postures, how they are behaving, and distinct facial expressions, special for a particular personality and not for something else, and all these things. So there is a kind of partial independence that is found between one personality and the other one. So in that aspect, we cannot actually call it like multiple personalities, right? So that is the reason why it has shifted from multiple personality disorder to the dissociative identity disorder. So in this dissociative identity disorder, we can find like alters, right? So alters are nothing but like specific personalities. Like for example, if I have this dissociative identity disorder, then inside me there is an evil character. So that is one of the alter, and inside me there is an emotional fool. That is another personality, right? So that is another alter. That is the second alter. So these are the different alters. That is different personalities are termed to be alters. And apart from these alters, there is the host, okay? So the host is nothing but one of the personalities which actually first comes up and seeks for the help from the professionals, right? So that is the host. And the original personality actually develops later on after this, and the transition between one alter to another alter is actually known to be the switch between the alters, right? So there is a switch between one alter to another. As I told you, like for example, for me, if I have one of the evil character and one of the emotional fool, right? So the transition from the evil character to the emotional fool is the switch, that is from one alter to another alter. Okay, so this is the switch that is happening. There can be a kind of cross-gendered alter also. Like for example, if I am a female and I might have another strong male character inside me, right? So that is a cross gender, that is a male character, but this male character can be a kind of like more supportive and more protective kind of a character for me, right? So this is the cross gendered alters. So when we see what are the causes for all these dissociative identity disorders is the life circumstances, exactly. So when I say life circumstances, it's like what are the things that the individual has gone through, right? So if at all the individual has been abused as child, then it is so obvious that they will develop this dissociative identity disorder. They can actually go through some kind of traumatic events, like both physical and sexual traumatic events, like for example a rape, or sometimes it can even be an accident. So these traumatic events can also give rise to a kind of this dissociative identity disorder in the later stages. And apart from this dissociative identity disorder can actually develop as a tendency to escape from the problem that they are facing. Like for example, if there is a problem that I have to face, in that case, if I'm not able to face it and if I'm not having the capacity to cope with that situation, then my mind just escapes from that situation, which is better for them. Like for example, if I am a female, I'm so introvert and I'm so like not mingling with the others, I'm not that social and all that thing, then all of a sudden I have to like talk to another person and have to be very cool with others and I have to mingle and gel with the other populations. Then in that case, another personality will be developing inside me, which is an escapism technique, right? So in that case, the mind actually escapes into a new personality, wherein that personality will be actually enjoying the social communication, enjoying the mingling and communication with the others, right? So this is kind of an escapism that actually the individual goes through. So the mind actually has the power to like escape from one situation to another, right? So when they start learning to escape from the situation to another by forming a new identity, there is no limit, right? So they can actually create as many as the identity they want. That is what I told you, like as many as 100 new identities can actually be formed when an individual is having this dissociative identity disorder. Also, when there is a lack of social support, right? When a person is going through some kind of a traumatic event in their life, and after that they need some kind of social support from their peer groups, right? If that is not there, then obviously that person is more likely to get this dissociative identity disorder. And also it depends upon the person, right? How their characteristics and personality factors are, right? Like not everybody will see a problem as a problem. For some it will be problematic, and for some it will be an easy task, right? So it depends upon how we are coping with the situation. So it is again dependent on the personality also. So if a person is actually finding it difficult for more of the events, then obviously they will be finding difficulties, right? Obviously. In today's times, the researchers have actually found that it is the extreme severe case of the post-traumatic stress disorder, right? And we have already seen about this PTSD in our previous episodes. You can just go back and see, and I will just give you the link in the description, okay? So about this post-traumatic stress disorder, it is like after the traumatic event, the stress develops in an individual, as a result of which the individual will be going through a lot of anxiety and depressed states, wherein they will be feeling helplessness, they will be feeling like sleepless nights will be there, and more of anxious states and loneliness will be there, right? So this is about the PTSD. So when the PTSD is going to become an extreme condition, in that time this kind of dissociative identity disorder is more prone to be happening in that individual. So now when coming to the treatment for this dissociative identity disorder, the individual actually faces this dissociative identity disorder when they have gone through some kind of stressful life events in their past days, right? Like in their childhood days. So in that case, the therapist or the mental health professionals, what they do is they focus on the stresses in their life, okay? It's more or less like a preventive measure. So they actually focus on these stresses in their life, and they try to reduce the stresses, right? So in that case, what happens is the individual will not be facing that much of stress in their life. So ultimately they will be decreasing or reducing the risks of having this dissociative identity disorder. Apart from this, in the minor cases, like they actually get rid of their problem by their own, okay? They will be able to come out of the problems. But in the severe cases of this dissociative identity disorder, hypnosis can be given, right? Along with hypnosis, maybe tranquilizers, or especially only tranquilizers can actually be provided to these individuals, right? So apart from this, there are a lot of antidepressant drugs and all that are available, as I always tell you. So drugs can be provided, and also the drug plus therapy, that kind of a combined treatment can also be provided to these kind of individuals, okay? So there we come to the end of this video. So with the different psychological content, I'll come and meet you all in the next episode. Until then, it's bye from Priyanka. Bye.